Luce, you really don't remember When Fates Collide?
I don't remember anything.
Goodbye, Xena. Break her legs.
Remember that day,
There's my brother,
Lucy?
Daniel Ryan, holding the...
Oh, my God.
My brother.
Look at
All right,
that.
Lou. He said, this is what I've always wanted to do to you.
There.
Ooh, that was that dress you designed for me, lovey.
It's a nice one.
So, you want to help me conquer the world?
Why not? We'd make an unstoppable team. I'd love to join forces with you.
That's a great scene. You directed that, right, Rob?
Yes, once upon a time.
Much better. It's ironic, isn't it? How a single step can change the entire path of one's destiny.
These are the fates.
That are weaving time and
Man's destinies
Destiny.
and
into a
what we...
tapestry. Oh, he's unraveling it.
Unchain us now
That's
and
right.
accept your destiny.
Let me tell you about my destiny.
How did Caesar manage to chain them up?
How did Caesar manage to chain him up? He's Caesar. He rules the world. He doesn't have to explain to the
Isn't he
fates.
dead now?
He is.
He's dead, that's why he can deal with it.
Yes, that's right. And once Hades died at the beginning in motherhood, there was no one to take care of the underworld. So Caesar, being
got
the
out.
tricky guy that he is, found a way out.
Brill.
Underworld security's become rather lax. Which brings me to this defining Xena moment. Mysterious, romantic, good lighting.
And now he's recreating history, and we wanted to do an episode where, what if we went back to the moment that made Xena, which we always said was Caesar's betrayal of her, turned her from just a petty thief into a psycho or whatever.
Assassin.
So we thought, let's revisit that moment and say Caesar never did that. Xena and him became a couple, an item for Rome, got married, and then let's toss Gabrielle in the mix. And first, kind of go around, we talked about Gabrielle had kids and this and that, and felt, no, she couldn't leave her family.
So Catherine Fugere wrote this, but did you give her like an outline of an idea, or?
We very much knew what we wanted to do. She came in and said she was interested in doing something about dead parents or grandparents or something, and we knew very much that we wanted to do
Xena's built, man.
yeah.
My emperor.
My empress.
This was an episode that I really wanted to direct, and I got the script just before I went on a long fishing trip and sat in my little bunk aboard a boat on a 14-day fishing trip, and went through it and went, oh, this would be great to direct, and it has all this heart and emotion and all that, and then, but you can't direct everything.
Emperor? Ah, honored emissaries.
One of the things we thought would be fun for the fans is to know that Caesar was going to march east to China and deceive and betray and destroy her. And
La Ma.
yeah, Lao Ma, because of course this wouldn't be 25 years in the future. So Lao Ma was,
Right.
this would be Lao Ma at the height of Lao Ma-ness when Xena did the debts. when Xena did the debts.
Rome accepts her offer of an alliance with Qin. Now please accept my offer of hospitality for the evening. May I introduce Ulti, High Priestess of Rome.
Pleasure is all mine.
We originally had other villains, and Catherine, when she went off, decided to make the catalyst that caused this to happen Alti. We had Ted from the other side. We had all different kinds of things that tried to influence.
A lifetime of pain in one.
But she's a potent energy.
Yes, absolutely.
Xena's right. You are ambitious.
Do you think Alti is human or just an evil spirit?
Me? She's human.
I think she's human
Evil
too.
human.
An evil human. She's an
Yeah.
evil shamaness.
So yeah.
Tell me, Alti, is there a single reason I shouldn't kill you right now?
Yes. Because I want to do it. In the forum before the public.
Oh, never wait.
You know,
Never wait.
hasn't she seen any James Bond movies? Do it now.
Make sure you warn your guards about it.
Bond, I'm going to kill you.
But not here.
It's quite interesting. It's quite complex stuff going on here with everybody not quite knowing what the other person knows, and you know,
There
it's,
is.
It's interesting to watch.
It's called Well Written.
Who wrote it?
Catherine Fugere. It was the only episode she ever did.
I think she wanted to do more, but then that was the end of the series.
That was the end of the series.
There must be a mistake. I've committed no crime against Caesar.
To what Shakespearean.
That's right.
What's that? Oh yeah.
Ted, we had the production meeting like 8 days before shooting, and Ted wasn't in it at that time, and there was that part, and I went, oh, what a great little part for Ted, and called and were able to make a deal, and he came down just like the day before we were to shoot, but they had all his sizes and everything, so.
You implicated the playwright as your accomplice.
The playwright? Are you kidding me? What do you want?
What's Alti got on Gabrielle anyway? What's her
Alti
problem?
has nothing on Gabrielle.
Yes.
Caesar knows that Gabrielle would later play into Xena's life, but Alti knew nothing. The only thing that Alti knows that there were some images that she didn't know about, but she didn't even see that. Yeah, didn't understand.
But here comes the short hair and that rag dress. Good. That's smart. That's good. Extra little.
Ides of March outfit.
Can you stand? Are you all right?
Thank you for saving my life, Empress. I'm in your debt.
I'm not your empress. I'm your friend. Bring her a horse!
I liked this scene. Thought it was well written again too, you know. Just about trying to figure out the identities of each other and why are we so familiar and comfortable around each other, and well,
You think you would have been a playwright?
well, it's funny because
If she hadn't met Xena, would she have left home?
yeah,
stand
absolutely.
her.
Yeah, Gabrielle eventually would have left and written about her travels and.
Wouldn't you have
And a
married
bard.
Perdiccas and lived happily ever after and not known the difference?
I don't think so. I think it was. She said she was always looking for,
I know.
adventure and.
Caesar. I know who I was. I know who you are.
Beautiful costuming, isn't it? With the beautiful velvet textures. I liked it.
I remember talking to John Fawcett about this episode, and even early on with RJ, when we were working on the script, and the idea that it's kind of an atypical Xena because that was our second act out. It doesn't go off Xena, and there hasn't really been a fight. We had to have that riding around in the as the equestrian shooting at stuff in the teaser, just to have some action. Otherwise, it's a
Okay.
great deal of talking.
Right.
Your wife freed me.
Of course. You showed Xena visions of her former life.
She'll never play the good little empress now. You need a much more loyal partner, Caesar.
I don't trust you, Alti.
I love Rome just as much as you do, Caesar. And those visions made my abilities so much stronger.
It's the first time we've seen Alti use sex as a weapon.
You know, usually we dress her in the most horrible outfits, make her a shamaness with weird antlers on her head. So
Right.
it's the first time she's really got to dress herself up. So
And this is the way she always saw the character. When she first came down, she thought she was going to be a sexy high priestess kind of thing.
Oh, really?
And we put her in all that horrible fake blood and animal chicken bones.
And the
things.
black makeup.
the black makeup.
That's so funny.
So it was hard for her to, she had to develop that character really quick on set the first morning.
Such a pretty girl. Do you know what a fate worse than death means? Dying before you get a chance to know who you really are.
I'm not cut out for this.
Turning this little sequence here into an action scene. This is 100.
Oh, I see.
That was from between the lines. This is 100% John Fawcett.
Just trying to move it around.
Move it.
I see.
Good impact.
This whole fight coming up was never really scripted. She showed up, drove her off, and got shot instantly.
Really?
Yeah, John came up with all that fast motion for.
That's cool. To get her out of there and keep her alive?
I love that she's frozen here.
That's good, eh? John.
Yep,
yes.
it's all John. Because he had a similar moment with Gabrielle in Them Bones, where she goes out and battles Alti and is counting.
You
No,
mean
it's
when?
not scary though. It's all that grass and blue sky.
You mean when we were on opposite sides of the river or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, where he's counting 10 and you're dying, you'll feel this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she, yeah. That's right.
This is where your memories end, Alti. Get up. Get up.
Oh, here comes the Xena drag.
The Xena drag.
See, everybody gets
I don't
dragged.
remember
Every-
this.
Jeez.
Oh,
I don't wanna
no.
be dragged across that grass though.
Oh, I know.
But by this time we were putting them on little sleds, like
Right.
trays,
Because we had learned our lesson.
like kitchen trays.
And what about you, Brutus? Do you also look up to Xena? Alti will be joining us on our march east as my new empress. Do you have a problem with that?
Caesar, if I speak out, it is from concern. It doesn't mean I'm any less loyal to you.
David always looks so good in close-ups because he has real subtlety in his acting, you know? You need to be right there just to read his eyes.
Everybody was good.
When everybody's good, you gotta thank the director.
That's right. When everyone's good, you got to thank the director.
Go now, Gabrielle.
I can't.
Go now.
Yeah, you were tempted to kiss me, weren't you, Red? Right
Yeah,
there.
you were looking pretty good. Was there a kiss in this?
There was a kiss written here, but nobody ever planned to shoot it. So it was written, but you can tell the writer one time, we're not going to film that kiss, and then they keep writing it and you go, well.
Well, she ain't kissable
Yeah, you don't.
at this point. Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna pass you. Got like a bloody lip and bruises. I'm
And
kidding.
we hardly know each other, for God's
That's
sake.
right.
Get her out alive.
You know, it would have been nice to have like maybe a hand, a holding of the hand or something. You know, they just want to make some contact. So, is that
I
what you were
think the
looking
point
for?
was made. No, I didn't want it. I think
Okay.
this was perfect.
Yeah. Wow, is this the one you're talking
that's
about?
Alti.
It's Alti and Caesar. Now, this is a sequence I've shown people to try and get John Fawcett work. on other things, intercutting and all that. And everyone comes back and says, I can't believe you got away with this on television. And, when I thought about it, you go, well, it's really R-rated, but.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Oh, she's a Black
Oh
Widow.
my God, it really
Oh,
is.
she's a Black Widow.
Wow. Whew. Did you have any feedback from the studio giving you a hard time?
Never. Nobody ever gave us a hard
Nobody
time.
was watching, that's why.
Nobody
was not watching the shop. Everybody who had started this show at the
Was
studio
gone.
was gone.
That's right.
Oh
And
my
everybody
God.
else wasn't paying attention. They were trying to get their own new shows up and running, and that's why they stole our slot.
That's so funny.
That's just the way it
Jeez.
goes.
Ooh. That's great. I remember John Fawcett wanted me to lumber in. Look at that.
It's such a lumbering.
Isn't it? He
It really is.
specifically wanted me to do that.
He looked determined.
Yeah.
So I asked the second unit director, I said, this shot coming up of the cross going in the water, I said, did you pick that up on your own, Paul? And he said, no, John Fawcett was very specific about wanting.
It in water.
Pole to go, is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
I'll show you.
Drop in the slot,
To drop in the,
so that you got a more painful impact. You watch this.
I think it's in this sequence right here.
Oh, I love how it's kind of
Warbling,
teetering.
yeah.
Yeah. Ugh.
Wobbling.
Oh,
Yeah.
That shot.
nice.
I said, was that something that you picked up on your own? And he said, no, John specifically told me to shoot that. I went, oh, good for John.
Yeah, he's inspired.
The all-knowing Xena, ha-ha. Gotcha.
I love you, Gabrielle.
I remember that came down on the day that I had to say that.
That came down. What do you mean?
Oh. I don't know. There was no impulse to say that. It was just, I don't know, it was forced.
It does seem a little forced. I know at this moment, RJ and myself and Liz Friedman were totally scrambling to get the next episode that had like 6 days to get written.
Jeez.
So it didn't come down from us three.
I think it might have.
Came from many happy, we were on many happy returns world.
Hey,
Hi.
you brought the world back to us.
I'm glad. I like this one better.
Even though you're not a famous playwright.
Fame.
I remember John wanting us to play it in this really weird
I know,
voice.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, I didn't either, and I wish I'd said
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
It's funny because John was giving us line readings of what he wanted,
I know, but
and I was trying to just
I mean, directors
deliver
don't.
that. Yeah. But it was some sort of style of a certain director or certain filmmaker, right?
It was something, but what he was saying wasn't. I don't think it was. I think he thought it was coming out of his mouth differently. Because
Probably.
you were doing what he said.
Well,
And I just went, I kind of didn't. I fudged it a bit because
I think he wanted us to show that we could remember, but we weren't letting on that we did.
or that we were
which is
in
why
some
we had
other
that.
world.
Well, which is why we had this other voice.
But it didn't.
It never got
connect,
answered
make you
script-wise,
feel
though.
anything if everybody's like being automatons.
Yeah. So it was a good episode. It was fun.
There you go.